All right, folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website. Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Coming at you today with some mind fitness. Let's get the mind right, and this one's going to be on how to stop being an introvert, stop being shy. That was something that I dealt with a lot. Look at me now. Now I've got all these YouTube channels. I mean, nobody probably watches them, but I'm getting out of my comfort zone. That's what it's really about. And of course, if you're shy and you're someone who doesn't like to talk, it's going to be difficult to get places in life because unfortunately, that's what makes humans different than any other animal on this earth is we have the ability to communicate and express our opinions and feelings. And it's time for you to step outside of your comfort zone and express those feelings because you've got great thoughts, great things to talk about, and you are denying the world of being able to hear these great things. So I'm just going to tell you kind of what I went through and what I have done and what's worked for me. So first of all, you've got to get sober. That's going to be the first one. If you're someone that drinks, if you're younger and you don't drink, great, don't start. It's easy to get drunk and talk to people. I used to do that all the time. When I was sober, totally different story. Shy, quiet, didn't like to talk to people very much. So, first thing, you've got to learn to be sober and start these conversations while sober-minded, all right? That's going to be the first step. First, we've got to stop drinking so we can get practice of doing it when sober. Because if you're at a job interview or anything of that nature, meeting a girl for the first time, you're most likely not going to be trashed and be able to talk. All right, so we've got to work on first being sober. That's the big thing. Next, we've got to start with the small things. For myself, being shy and things like that, and my mother doing her own thing, everybody doing their own, family members doing their own thing. We don't talk with our own family and our own parents. We got to start there. Let's start small. Go over to your parents. Start going to dinner with them. Having dinner with your parents and talking with them and expressing your opinions. At a family reunion, I've got one coming up. Talk to a family member that you've never talked to, right? Or someone that you haven't talked to often. And get to know what's going on in their life and mingle with them and see, get that. Then you're going to have bigger topics to talk about in general in other areas of your life. So start small. Start with family members and your parents. Next, since of course I'm on a spiritual journey as well. Sorry, it's going to get loud. Since I'm on a spiritual journey as well, let's start to pray out loud, right? We need to start learning things as well. So if you're reading, start to read out loud. Read out loud and pray out loud. Because unfortunately, I think something that comes, a statement that comes to mind is someone that's afraid of their own voice. And if you can't hear your own voice, then how are you going to be able to talk when you're in another environment? We need to get out of the head and start learning to express your opinions and your emotions. Because if not, once you get put in that situation, you won't be able to verbally express yourself. So we've got to be able to start reading and start praying out loud. All right? Next thing again, once again, reading and talk radio. Turn off the music and start listening to the talk radio. Because unfortunately, when you start getting into these groups, nobody cares that you know all the lyrics to an Eminem song, to a Taylor Swift song, to a Garth Brooks song. That doesn't do anything, right? That doesn't matter. People talk about world events, what's going on in the world, what's going on in their life. Can you relate to it? Even if you can't seriously relate to what they're going through, you can at least have heard a discussion on the topic so you have valuable information that you can talk about during the discussion. So we need to turn off the music that really doesn't have that great of value. There's a little bit of value in it, but for the most part, there's not. Talk radio and reading books and learning. That's the next step. Since we're on that, learning, worst comes to worst, you need to get yourself a coach, folks. Hire someone. Hire someone a public speaking coach. Something about communication so you can get out of your comfort zone and learn some tips and tricks along the way that can make you feel more comfortable. Of course, then you can take another big step and just get into a job that forces you to talk. That was for me, personal training. I went from landscaping for 10 years. Towards the end, I was doing more talking and going to some HOA meetings. The first one was horrible. I got destroyed in it. The second one was better. I mean, there's nothing better than just going through it as well sometimes. But, with a personal trainer, it forced me to have to open up and be able to talk to people more and and be able to verbally express myself, which can be difficult if you're shy and introverted. We're good at thinking, but we can't get it out. So, maybe it's time for a career change, something that's going to force you to talk more. And if you're younger, this is probably where you should start. This is probably where fast food is a good job because you're forced to talk to people. So next for me, my next step was, since I go to church, singing in church. This was a difficult one for me. I remember the first time I started singing in church. I'm never going to forget it. I was singing, and then all of a sudden there's this little girl in front of me. She hears me sing, and she just kind of turned around and looked at me like, what are you doing? And I don't know if it sounded bad or what the case is, but to tell you the truth, I just wanted to stop. This 5-year-old just made me want to stop singing and made me feel so insecure because I was singing when she looked at me, and I just toughened up and just kept singing. Now at church, last week I was singing next to an older lady, and at the end she told me, it was nice hearing you sing. So I don't know if it was bad, I don't know if it was good, but I just started singing. Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. I didn't. It's not all about you. It's not all about you. Conversation is two ways. People are going to say stuff, you're going to talk. Don't feel that you're so high and mighty that every word that comes out of your mouth, everybody in the room is listening to. Majority of the time, not that many people are listening anyways. I hate to say it, Start a blog. That's what I did. This blog started with a couple written blogs, and then finally I said, what does it matter if I talk in front of a camera? It's not going to do anything but help me hear my own voice, right? Voice my opinion, reach more people, hopefully help somebody. That's what it's all about, helping others with your own experiences in life, because everyone else is going through these same experiences. Next, this is the one that I'm battling with right now mentally. My cousin's getting married next Friday, and like I said, there's no better way to get out of that zone than just to go for it. And I'm thinking about giving a speech at his wedding. It might be short and sweet, but this is to help me get out of my comfort zone. I might just say, to heck with it, I'm going to do it. So who knows? I might not. We'll see. Before I made this video about the last hour, I've just been thinking about what I would say. My heart was even pounding just thinking about it. So, but once again, like I said, I hope this helps you get out of that being an introvert. Stop being shy. Get out there. You've got great things to say. I know you do. Take all these things into consideration. Use them. Mold yourself. Express yourself. And you're going to do fine. All right? So once again, subscribe to the channel. Share and like these videos.